Now for this stitch, the zigzag lace, you're going to need to have an understanding of Tunisian crochet diagram symbols. I will be placing the graph right about in here throughout this process. It is a 7+4 chain and a 9-row repeat. All information needed for this stitch will be in the description box. So I went ahead and I pulled up my chain. I have a chain of 11, which is 7+4. Now to start our foundation row, we start our foundation row like we normally do in Tunisian. You'll go from the second chain from your hook. There's chain 1, there's chain 2. Flip it over, and we're going to be working our loops up in the back bumps. So just take your needle and insert it into the back bump. This is the harder part of it all. So just take it in and pull up your loops. Tighten down a little bit so that way this is pretty snug. That way your tension stays good on your right side. And then you're going to do that all the way down and do a standard return pass. Also, I am going to be linking a video right here for you so you have some basic understanding of Tunisian crochet diagram symbols. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this foundation row up and do my standard return pass. So when you have all your loops on your hook, go ahead and count, make sure you are correct. Now for standard return pass, it's a yarn over and a chain 1, and then it's a yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, repeating that step till you only have one loop left on your hook. So now that we have our foundation row done, we can start our row 1 of our 9-row repeat. So for row 1, we will do 3 simple stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do a yarn over, simple stitch 2 together. So there's 1, there's 2, yarn over, and pull through. And then we do 4 simple stitches. Close this off. And that is your repeat right there. So when you get done with these 4, if you want to continue, you do another 3 and start the yarn over. So this entire row is your repeat. And then we'll do our end stitch and a standard return pass. Now you have to watch out for your yarn overs. So with the standard return pass, we'll chain 1 once we have that last loop up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way down to the end until you only have that one loop left on your hook. So now we're on to row 2 of our repeat. We'll do 3 simple stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Now we have this gap right here that was created from our yarn over and our stitch 2 together. That gap, doing a full stitch inside that gap. And then we're going to yarn over that vertical bar from the simple stitch 2 together. We're going to go through it and we're going to go through the next vertical bar. So we're simple stitching 2 together, yarn over and pull up a loop. And then we'll have 3 simple stitches left to do. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we do our normal end stitch. Yarn over and pull up that loop. And then we're going to chain 1. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2 all the way down to the end until you only have that one loop left on your hook. And we will be starting row 3 of the repeat. we'll be doing 4 simple stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is in the full stitch. And then we'll be doing a full stitch in our gap. And we're going to do a yarn over. And we're going to go through 2. You get the vertical bar from that yarn over below where we went through 2. So you'll go through that one and the very next one. And then you'll yarn over and pull through the 2. That's what it'll look like. And then just 2 simple stitches left to do. 1 and 2. And then we'll do our end stitch. Yarn over and pull up that loop, and then you're going to yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, repeating that step all the way down, and I will meet you for the next row's repeat. Alright, so now we're on to row 4 of the repeat. We will be doing 5 simple stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into that full stitch there. And then we have our gap, so we need to do a full stitch inside that gap. And then a yarn over, and we're going to simple stitch 2 together. We're going to take that first vertical bar from the prior simple stitch 2 together and then go into a new one. And yarn over and pull up that loop through those 2. And again, that's what it should look like. And then we have 1 simple stitch left, and then your end stitch, and then your standard return pass, and I will see you at the beginning of the 5th row repeat. Alright, so now we're on to the row 5 of the repeat. We'll be doing 4 simple stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is where we're going to change up just a little bit. Now we're going to go through 2, yarn over and pull up that loop, and then we're going to yarn over. And as soon as we do that yarn over, we have that gap. We need to go ahead and do a full stitch in it. And then we have 2 simple stitches left. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to do our end stitch and then our standard return pass. And I will see you for row 6 of the 9 row repeat. Alright, now we're on to row 6 of the repeat. You'll be doing 3 simple stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do a simple stitch 2 together. Then a yarn over. And we have our gap, so we need to put a full stitch in there. And then we have 3 simple stitches left to do. So you have 1, 2, and 3. And then you have your end stitch, and then your standard return pass, which is a chain 1, yarn over, and then pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way down to the end, and I will meet you for row 7 of the repeat. Alright, so now we're on to row 7 of the 9 row repeat. You'll be doing 2 simple stitches, so 1 and 2. And then we're going to go through 2, you're simple stitching 2 together, yarn over, pull up that simple stitch 2, and then we're going to yarn over. And then we have this full stitch. We need to do a full stitch in that gap. And then we have just 4 simple stitches left to do. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then your end stitch. And then you chain 1 and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, repeating that step all the way down to the end. And I will meet you for row 8 of the 9-row repeat. Alright, so now we're on to row 8 of the 9-row repeat. We'll do 1 simple stitch. And then we're going to simple stitch 2 together. 1, 2, yarn over, pull up that loop, yarn over, and then we have this gap. We need to do our full stitch in the gap because that keeps our gaps open. And then we need to do 5 simple stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to do our end stitch, yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and I will meet you for row 9, the last row of the repeat. Alright, so now we're on to row 9 of the 9-row repeat. We'll be doing 2 simple stitches, so 1 and 2. Then we're going to change it up again by going into a full stitch, yarning over, and simple stitch through 2. And then 4 simple stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your end stitch, yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way down to the end. If you wanted to continue going, you'll do rows 1 through 9 again, and just keep repeating them. I'm going to go ahead and go off camera and do a few more repeats so you can see what it actually looks like built up, and I'll see you here in just a second. So now that we have the repeats done, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how row 1 will look, because row 1 did not have a full stitch. So we're going to go ahead and do our 3 simple stitches of row 1 right after row 9. 1, 2, and 3. Now we have to do our yarn over, go through 2 so we can start row 1. How we're going to do that is you have that yarn over on row 9, you have that yarn over right here, and this is the yarn over, go through 2 right here. That's where you're going to put your yarn over and go through 2 there. That's how you'll do that one, to build that one up, and then you can repeat rows 2 through 9. When you're doing the repeat for row 1, it'll be the only one you're going to go through both of those on that, and then we'll go through 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you'll do your end stitch, yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for your return pass, yarn over, pull through 2, all repetitively until you only have that one loop left on your hook. And that is how you'll continue with your pattern, since row 1 does not have the full stitch. Alright, so that's what it'll look like when you get several repeats done on it. Now to close it off, you can just go through and do a simple stitch close off, and that is just pull up a simple stitch and slip it off. Simple stitch close off, simple stitch slip off. And you'll just do that all the way down. And then when you get to where you have your little yarn overs, you can pull up the individual yarn over, and slip it off as a simple stitch, and just continue. And if you found this tutorial helpful, please consider giving me a like and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. And leave me a comment. I will chit chat with you. And as always, folks, keep stitching.